you seem to go to a ton of events. And, you're a high-level individual. You, I'm sure, are very busy with your workday, but you still attend, speak at, go to all these events in Bangkok, right? And I think it's easy to have the excuse of, I'm an owner, I'm busy, I can't do that. They send their staff and they don't go themselves. Yeah. And I'm curious how you are able to make the time, but then also why you make the time to be involved in these communities.
I consider what is now my network as one of, if not the most valuable asset that I have. It's extremely valuable to me for multiple reasons. I'll start with the ROI. So first, I mentioned first started going to networking. I'm going to say it was 15 years ago, going into the first OzGem event. And I was I just started in recruitment. And when I first started going, I was going regularly to OzGem events and then coming back into the office. And the company I was working for at the time, the boss said to me, I'm not sure, are you just going to these events to sort of have a few drinks and a good time? I said, I am having a few drinks and a good time, but no, I'm not just going for that reason. And he sort of unsure of me, fair enough, I'll prove to you why I'm going. So I just set up a very simple spreadsheet with a list of the contacts, not every contact, but contacts that I was making, and then eventual invoices. So recruitment's the kind of business that you can get a financial ROI eventually. Don't walk into one networking event and come back thinking, okay, money's rolling in. It takes time to build. Yeah. But over the course of a year, I then presented, when it was time to renew the membership, I then presented this ROI sheet. Okay, here's how much it costs for us to be a member, plus for me to attend these events. Here's the direct result of the invoices that we were able to make because of the contacts I made. And it's, as a rule, minimum 10 times the investment for a business like the business that I'm in. It doesn't apply to everyone. Not everyone is making financial gains from being an OzGem or any chamber member or going to networking events, but in my case, that did apply. So then the next one, which I find very highly valuable, is the knowledge that you gain. I can't remember going to any event where I don't go home, and I usually will say to my wife, I'll get home and she'll ask me about the event, and I say, I learned this, and did you know this? Or somebody told me this. And people tell you things that you wouldn't have known if you didn't go to that event. Yeah. Whether it's a market lead, do you know that this company's coming into Thailand? No, I did not know that. Yeah. Do you know that this person's moving from here to here? Do you know that this has happened? People are happy to tell you things. People are happy to share information, particularly if it's something they think not many people know. This is my thing tonight. I'm going to tell everyone this.
Everyone gossips a bit, right? So
the market knowledge you can gain, and then the different people are there. If you want to know what's happening in real estate, say things like it's a bit touchy, the casino project or the F1 proposal that's happening. There's often people in the room who will have some insider knowledge if you're interested, but about multiple topics. So the things you learn, if you're open to talk with everyone and not walk, here's my business cards, here's what I do, here's what I can sell to you. I never do that. I walk up, hi, if you hear the accent, have it's an American accent, where are you from? Oh, States, great, what part of the States are you from? And you get into that conversation. What brings you here? You start talking about sport if people are into sport, talk about gold if they know. So you just find conversations, you build a relationship, and you basically make friends. Yes. And if that person who becomes your new friend one day happens to, hey, I actually need your service, that's great, I'm here for you.
Yes.
But otherwise, it's just really building a network where you can learn a lot from it. And then even referrals. That person who's now your new friend is talking to somebody else in the room. Do you know anyone who does this service? I do, actually. I'll introduce you to this person right now. So then the final thing is, just that friend network that you get from it. I love that I walk into not only OzGem events, but other chamber events, other different grand opening things, or sometimes on the Sky train, I bumped into someone I know quite well on the SkyTrain this morning. I got off the train and, hey mate, how are you? We stopped and had a real good chat. So I like having that network, that access to really good people.
I love it. I think you touched on so many of the points that I've really always try to make to individuals that come here, because when they say, I attended that event, I got a couple cards, it didn't turn into any business, I can't really see the benefit. And you compare those individuals that do that, or like I said, send their team off, who then say, oh, I work for a self-storage company, this is what I do, right?
Yes.
That's not the way to lead a conversation,
No.
right? And it seems like it's a couple layers removed.
Yes.
Whether it's a later conversation where you eventually maybe do talk a little bit about work down the line, whether you join a subcommittee and you start talking to people there and getting to know them more and their services more because you're interested.
Yes.
Or it's someone that they know and they trust you, and then they introduce you to someone that could be good, right? So it just seems like, to your point, I know that you were able to make the case for why it's worth it to go to events from an ROI perspective, but it's a matter of, it's not that direct.
No, and not everyone can do it either. So if you are only looking for the ROI, it may not ever be there. I have been fortunate enough that it has existed for me, but if that's all you're looking for, you're missing out on those other really important aspects. The knowledge part, the things that I learned through those conversations, I just find that invaluable. And like I said, the friendship part as well. And you never know when you need. People might be in one company and you're not, sounds like you might be using them, but you know them through that company and there's no way you're ever doing business. And if you take the attitude, well, I've met that person, but they're never going to do business with me, so where's the value? Then you lose even. We're friends for 5 years, great mates, sometimes play golf together. That person, hey, I've got a new job. I need your business help today.
Yes.
Oh, okay, great.
Yes.
You just never know.
Yeah, absolutely. And just when you were talking about the staff and individuals that you recruit and things like this, it's that understanding them as a person, right? Are they married? Do they have kids? Are their kids trying to find a school to go to, right? Like, it's that give first and learn from them, right?
Yes.
I think that's just so important. So if anyone wants to chat with me at an event, just know that, gold is an important one.
Yes. I'm
a Bitcoin guy for sure. So please understand that if you want to know anything about that and you want to get me going, talk to me about Bitcoin. But the point is, it's the stuff that people are passionate about.
Right.
If you're talking with them about things that they're interested in and passionate about, that's not always work.
No.
And then maybe it loops back around to work,
Yes.
right?
You'd remember when we caught up not long ago having a coffee, I was very interested in the gold topic.
Yes.
For me, it's more gold interest than the Bitcoin side.
Fair.
So I was asking you about the gold and about the prices and the market. So and it's something that I hear not only for personal interest, but you hear others talking about where they should be investing or not. So if I don't know much about a topic, you can obviously jump online and learn a lot, but I really prefer to just ask somebody who I think knows and get their opinion. Then you're able to combine it. I've read this, but then I've asked these people about it. And once again, events are just the best place to meet those people.
If you enjoyed this clip and want to watch more like it, click here. And if you want to watch the full video, click here.